2, 1, go.
Hello and welcome to episode 4 of Bantersation. I'm one of your co-hosts, Dan, and I'm being joined here tonight by Cap
Hey, what's up, guys?
and Jay.
What's up, dudes? How we doing?
Just so we all know, we are now also available on Spotify, Podbean, TuneIn, Anchor FM, Castbox, Pocket Cast, and Radio Public. So, if you've just been watching on YouTube and you find yourself sort of having it cut short and, only watch half an hour here and there because, you got the video out, you can listen on Spotify if you want, or wherever else. Hopefully, we'll soon be on Apple Podcasts, iTunes, whichever it is. I think it's the same thing, maybe. But yeah, we'll be on there soon. So, what we've been up to, Jay? I see you've got a special guest. What's that about?
I raided Area 51 solo.
Are you gone by yourself?
Hello.
Solo.
Mate,
Handed.
we're all meant to be heading down there September the whatever it is, 19th.
Oh, is it? I must have got it wrong.
I can't believe you.
You just Naruto ran faster than the guards could see you. I get it. I
Fucking
understand.
run anywhere, mate. I just about run a bath.
Are you Florida man? Is that what this is?
Naruto fusion with Florida man. Holy shit!
Oh wow, that's
About-
impossible.
I'm already scared of myself.
Yeah, same.
Holy crap!
No.
How's everyone's week been?
Yeah, all good. I've
Yeah?
just been given this the boys. You gotta
Right.
have it. You gotta put it under whatever. If I was doing my other streams or recording whatever, so it's there. It's there. So
Fair enough.
when I show it back to you, I can say, I've done it. There you go.
Does he have a name, or she, or the alien? They. They.
How dare you assume what gender?
I tried to adjust. I'm sorry.
Didn't adjust hard enough.
It's
It's
Yeah,
2019,
was it
sir.
2019. I'm sorry.
Alien self.
I don't know, but what I want to do is leave that to the viewers or the listeners, and they can hit us
Oh,
up and they can name
Name
it.
the alien.
Yeah.
Yes.
yes.
about that?
That's cool. Yeah.
That sounds good.
So you can hit us up at media@bantersation.com. There, hit us up there, and then the best name, we'll judge it between us, and we'll pick a name, and we'll name him. That thing here, there.
Alien self.
Oh yeah. Isn't it easy to do, isn't it?
Helicopter,
Helicopter.
ship,
Easy to do,
spaceship,
isn't it?
whatever. Fuck you, Cap.
So, how was your week, Dan?
I've got a little bit of a revelation for both of you
Revelation.
that neither of you sort of really know about. So I can't remember if it was episode 1 or 2, we discussed hot food. I think it may have been episode 2 just because we talked a lot about food in episode 2.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about spicy food and how I couldn't handle spicy food and now Jay's got a bigger dick than me because he can handle spicy food and
Never
all
said
this.
that, mate.
Jay definitely doesn't have a big dick. I know personally.
That's very
You're
true.
putting dicks into your mouth.
Anyway, Jay said to me, "Oh, you can't even handle Frank's hot sauce from Domino's. Next time you get a Domino's, get some hot wings and get the Frank's hot sauce on it." No, I did.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's a tamed down version.
Guess what?
It's a tamed down version.
I got. This is what I did. Okay, I had an option. I had the mango habanero wings, which sound fucking amazing.
yeah.
Tried those yet, but I want to.
The mango habanero is pretty freaking hot.
Yeah, it had the hot meter on there, so I was a bit not sure.
Yeah.
So my other options were barbecue wings, just barbecue, not really spicy. There was the Frank's hot sauce wings, which are just the wings covered in the Frank's hot sauce to start with, or there's just chicken wings with a Frank's hot sauce dip. So I chose that just in case the dip was too much, so I didn't know if I could still eat the wings if it was too hot. So I got the wings, had them in front of me, peeled the thing off the dip. And I thought, I'm gonna, before I just smother this all over a wing, I'm just gonna dip a finger in, give it a little. If I did, I went like this. That was enough. That dip went in the bin.
So it was too hot for you.
It was.
Oh my god.
A little finger tap on the surface of the Frank's hot sauce. I went,
You dickhead, I thought you was going to tell me,
Oh
yeah,
my
I'd done
God.
Frank's hot sauce. How about that?
I literally had last night. I literally put ghost pepper sauce on one of my just regular old sandwiches. And it was nothing.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, yes, I'm gonna be a man. I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna boast about. Nope.
So, what we need you to do for next week, because we know you eat fucking loads of fucking Dominoes through the week.
Mate, I've had some earlier today.
You got to get a pot of that sauce, and I want you to do the dip test live. Well, not live, but recorded on here.
I'll just make sure I put some jam in there or something beforehand.
No, I want to see you open it.
Ooh, that's hot.
You got to take a swig of it.
I allow that.
I think
You'll need to keep yourself buy some milk and have bread, and that'll help.
I
bread.
think we should all
Those
of
both
us
help.
go to the shop and buy a different hot sauce, as hot as we can find.
Well, and I've
Oh,
got
as
to
hot
try
as,
hot
we,
sauce
as hot
every-
as we can find. Okay. I was gonna say, I've got hot sauce in the fridge right now.
Like for another time, we'll all three of us go.
Oh, yeah.
Like, so you go and find the hottest sauce you can. I'll find the hottest sauce I can, and I'll find the hottest sauce I can for Dan, because I know you'll pussy out and come back with some.
I'll be like, I found this stuff. It's called ketchup.
Oh yeah,
I've heard that's hot.
Sweet and sour.
Yeesh. Yeah, I was a bit disappointed in myself. You know.
So was I. I thought you was really gonna tell me. Yes, I smelled
I know.
it.
That's how I was building it up that way. So you'd be like, oh, he's managed it.
obviously.
I was like, man, he conquered his fears. No, he ran like a freaking dog with it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, that's too much. In the bin. The rest of the wings were lovely, though. No sauce. They're really nice.
Oh shit.
Freaking sin right there.
Really well cooked. The pizza was good as well. Yeah.
Oh, well, my week. Basically, okay, so
You've always got a story for us. I love
I've
it.
always got a story because there's always something wrong or somebody's done something stupid because, in a big corporation, like if one person messes up, it like the shit rains down and
Everyone
everybody.
feels it.
Shit
Yeah.
goes downhill,
So
brother.
basically, there was this. We went through a bunch of seasonal hiring to see to get people in the back room to people that'll actually work in the back room and not just be like, oh, you have to work here, and they're like, oh, I have to wake up at 6 a.m. That shit. Well, one of the dudes, somebody quit because we all found out that we have to push for credit cards, right? We have to try to get people to sign up for credit cards, our store's credit card.
Oh, okay.
And so, and then, we're all heavily hey, you need to be asking. You should be asking. It's part of your job. And so, the more you get, the more the store gets, the rewards go to the managers. So they get to fly to L.A., New York,
Well, that's just their
Chicago.
reward for getting it done.
That's their reward for having us do get all the cards and shit, for their store and stuff like that. So that's kind of annoying, and the guy basically quit over that. But that guy wasn't a backroom person because the backroom people, all we do is the physical labor. We don't do the pushing like they do on the sales floor. Well, the dude that quit was friends with the dude in the back room. That dude decided to quit and called and quit, but the manager wrote it down but didn't tell anybody. So the scheduling person kept putting him on the schedule. So
And he just never turned up, so you were all feeling it. Yeah.
So we were down a person, and then nearly any time, almost every day, there's somebody that calls out or something that doesn't come in because I don't know, whatever fucking reason.
How many people are working on any given day on the trucks?
So in the back room, for it to be functioning the way it's supposed to be, there needs to be about 12 to 13 people.
Mm-hmm.
But our company doesn't allow that many hours to be given at that time. So what happens is they start skimming. So they're like, oh, well, you need just this many. You just need this
Just the
many.
bare minimum.
The bare minimum. So everybody, they're literally, I was told one time, oh, you just need to have them work faster. Your people just need to work faster and everything will be fine.
So just forcing less people to do more work for less money, basically.
That's when shit happens, mistakes happen.
And then they come back mad at us because things get pushed aside, things aren't finished.
That causes people to call in sick because no one wants to do it.
Nobody wants to do it.
They take extra load on and
the load up. But the main thing people don't want to come in is because they have to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning to get there by 6. And usually they wake up 15 minutes till and speed to work. Because you can tell the people that get up, shower, are
still
ready.
have bedhead.
Yeah, and then the people that still have bedhead and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But that was been the whole last week, nearly week and a half that he's been on the schedule and just hadn't showed because he didn't work there anymore. It was
struggle bus.
so terrible. And then like yesterday, one of my coworkers' family members died, so they left. But they also didn't put somebody in her place. They just divided her hours up against the people that were already there, so they'd work longer necessarily.
Right.
Oh my god.
So they didn't. So that person that was on the schedule that had quit, a person that called out, and then the person that they didn't replace. 3 people out of all that, 3 people missing from the line makes everybody else have to do more, search through more, all these huge boxes worth of inventory.
Yeah.
So you sorry, you said there was at any given time there should be 12, but there's
like 12 people.
So
because
how many are you actually running with? Then minus your 3?
I'm a part of the 13 people.
Oh, so
or the 12. I'm one of the 12 people that's in the back room.
So they do run with 12 people then.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it can run like that, and because it'll go faster. We need to get like, I don't know. Usually, if we the max the truck can be is probably about 27 pallets. So we do about half, because by the next day we have to do the other half, and then by that day that truck's gone and the new truck has come for the next day.
Okay.
So we have to do half on one day, and if we don't, then the second day is going to be even worse.
And then you start getting a backlog.
And then you get even
it
more
just
back.
builds
Yeah.
up and builds up, and it's just not getting done.
Yeah,
fast.
Wow.
and then the management's mad because they're getting mad because it's not getting done because they're getting crap from their bosses. You know, it's all a chain.
Shit rolls downhill, brother.
And we're at the bottom.
Big time. Yeah.
Splat.
And the thing is, you're not even at the bottom. Like.
Yeah, I'm not even technically I'm not even just a regular old associate. But then again, if you're a regular
But even
associate,
when-
it doesn't matter because then you can be like, oh well, I don't need this job.
I suppose.
And so that's the motivation of the people. And if you don't have like, oh, I'm going to get it done because, we need to, it's my job. They're not thinking that it's over.
Mm-hmm.
Like they'll find reasons to hide in corners of the store because it's a department store. They can run and people can you have to have walkies to be able to communicate.
Yeah, it's a big old store, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. They can call overhead, but I didn't hear that. I was.
Oh, can someone come to something or something, please? No.
Mm-hmm. So I'm busy. I've got a project I've got done.
Clean up in aisle 4.
Exactly. Yeah. Clean up aisle 4. Anyways, but yeah, that's my week.
So you've had a pretty rough week then.
Yeah.
I know when I spoke to you the other day, you was like, "Urgh."
Yeah, I was. I was like, man, it's once I clocked out yesterday, I came home and like I was just out. I was out, man. I immediately had to shower because I'm sweating, dripping. Like I've got sweat stains all over me. Disgusting shit, but it's
someone's got to do it.
Yeah, if I rub my hands, like if I try to like rub my face to like get it off, I can feel the dirt just moving on my skin with my it's gross.
And then to top it off, me and Dan phoned you today. Woke you up.
Woke him up.
Woke me up. Yep.
It's one of them things. I was like, it got to about 3-4 o'clock, I think it was for us, and I was like, oh, I'll call Cap. He's probably at work, forgetting it was a Saturday.
I don't work weekends.
Yeah. So that was.
I'm up every day at latest 5 o'clock. At latest 5 a.m. By that point, I'm usually out of bed. It's showering, getting ready to go to work. Yeah.
I feel like everyone where we are has just been really. I don't know. There's a feeling amongst people, at least in London, of like this. There feels like an uptightness generally. Like the amount of customers that are usually very happy, and I don't know. People seem to be struggling lately.
Well, for the UK at the least, it's like summer holidays. So, if you haven't noticed, it's a lot quieter at the moment. August is like a really quiet month for everything: shops,
Retail.
the roads, the public transport is quiet.
But the people who have come in, I don't know. I don't know if it's something going along with what's happening with the politics and all that. And let's not get into that, but you know what I mean.
Or they're pissed off.
I'm not going to say it's Boris. I'm not going to say it's Boris.
Or they're pissed off that everybody else is away on holiday and they're not.
Yeah,
but I'm not gonna say it's not Boris.
it could be. I don't know. Has he done anything yet? I'm not sure.
I mean, just the fact that I think the realization has hit that he's PM.
Yeah. And he wasn't voted for and all that stuff. And
Yeah.
people were like,
Yeah.
oh, the other Tories voted for him.
Mm-hmm. That's like, a vice president being
That's like Trump going, oh, Mike
Very-
Pence is president now. Bye.
Mike Pence is president now, and he leaves, and then Mike Pence becomes like this whole other monster. It's like, we didn't even vote for you,
Yeah.
And you're doing all these, you're changing you're changing shit, adding people we didn't even vote you to do that. So, but yeah, no, that's what it would be like. Fucking maddening.
Yeah. I suppose to some extent it still makes sense that he was voted for, even though it wasn't by us. Like, there were still hundreds of people who chose him over the other candidates. So,
Yeah.
That's not
Well,
good.
you don't know who's lobbying, but yeah.
Anyway,
we're
moving
swerving hard again.
Yeah, let's
Swerving
swerve the
hard.
politics totally.
Swerving hard.
Let's bring it on to something else. I'll touch on something quickly. So,
Touch on me. What?
oh, what? So this
Moving on.
weekend in London, there's a big carnival.
Oh,
Yes,
I love carnivals.
it's called the Notting Hill Carnival, and it's a big carnival that's been around since the mid '60s, I want to say. So basically, the story of how it came around was after the Second World War in the '50s. Like UK or Great Britain got people to come in from the Caribbean states like Trinidad, St. Lucia, and all them lovely hot places to come over and help with the economy.
Oh, cool.
So just to help build the economy back up and stuff like
Wait,
that.
the economies in those Caribbean countries?
No, as in
Us.
yeah,
Right.
I think so. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, correct. Like, please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. Anywhere you like on social media, or whatever. But anyway, so there was a lot of tension back then as well between, obviously, like, I don't really want to get into it because it's not my cup of tea at all. But there was a lot of tension just because of like races and creeds and colours and all that sort of stuff. And then one lady stepped up. I think her name was Claudia or something. I can't remember her name anyway. So she stepped up and then she made she had this big carnival that she planned. And like it was a street carnival, and I think they'd done it indoors one year. And basically what it is, it's just a big carnival that's been a staple since the 60s, and now it's a massive thing. People from all over the world come here. It's a Caribbean carnival. There's floats that go down the street. They close all the roads off around Notting Hill, and there's like all like street food, and there's places where there's different like music and music systems going on, and then there's floats going down the street with all dancers on and fancy dress stuff and all Caribbean style, and I mean, it's amazing. It's really, really good. And like,
So since we love food on this podcast, what kind of food can we get from a street vendor at this carnival? Because my mind's just like,
Wandered straight to the food.
I need to know what I could get.
Caribbean food.
Jerk chicken.
Jerk chicken,
Okay,
rice and peas,
let me some jerk chicken.
curry goat, mutton, dumpling, mac and cheese, and hard bread, and
Is
bun
there a
and fruit,
signature
and-
like snack or food or meal of this carnival? Because usually sometimes they have like a signature thing.
I mean, you can get like a little just box of like rice, peas, and like curry goat or some
and
jerk
stuff
chicken
like
and
that.
stuff,
So
can't you? So
it's going to be mainly Caribbean food or
Caribbean food, yeah.
barbecue. Like on the street, you got street vendors with barbecues and that doing barbecue stuff, and
not cookouts now.
not cookouts now.
Yes. Okay, good.
But yeah,
good.
it's a really good experience. Like, it seriously is. The atmosphere is amazing. It's
What kind of
where-
music is sort of
So there's a lot of obviously Caribbean music. There's a lot of like
reggae and
reggae, bashment, and all that sort of stuff. Like, the atmosphere is really, really good. It can get intense, like where there's so many people, and like it's just a big massive street party that moves, and everybody's in the line doing whatever they're doing.
I'm all about that.
Blowing the horns and the whistles, and there's different floats doing different things and different music, and
like performance artists. And
and stuff like
It's
that.
basically-
There's a lot of
So it's-
artists there on stages and stuff. Yeah, real good.
Dang.
yeah, I've never been there, but it just doesn't feel like my scene at all. I'm just not all the crowds of people and just
It's hectic, man. It's really good.
Literally anybody
Chaos.
else but
It's an
yourself.
experience. If I was to say anything, would be to go there once and experience it just once, even if it's just for the day.
I've only ever even like been to one gig and I didn't really enjoy that. So, and it was a metal
Like
band.
a concert. Gig.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was like, man, I've been to a lot of concerts, so I love that shit. That is my jam.
A lot of crime at this carnival, no?
A lot of crime.
There has
There's
been
violence.
known to be violence and gang-related stuff, but see, the ultimate thing of it is just to like socialize and have a good time and enjoy everybody's company and the music and the food but sometimes things do like run
Some
away.
people are just dickheads.
Yeah, and spoil it for everybody else.
Yeah.
I'm sure that there was one point where they said they was going to make it smaller or like knock it on the head, but I don't think it would be a good thing to do. Like obviously the policing it's a big strain on the emergency services, just to patrol everything to make sure that everything's all right and stuff
Just to
like
keep
that.
people there.
Yeah.
Right.
But the time I've been there, it was just a vibe. It was an atmosphere. I didn't feel threatened or anything in any way. It's just
When did you go?
a few years ago now, fair few years ago. But it's one of them things, it's where people get fueled up by like drinking all day and stuff like that, and the heat because it's August. So August is our hottest month over here.
I mean, they should be eating if they're drinking all day. So sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
Because they're like, I want to be drunk more.
Yeah, they're partying and then enjoying it, and then everybody's done it. Even we've all done it. Like got a bit rowdy on some alcohol and whatnot. But
I have never drunk alcohol or done drugs in my life. How dare you assume anything?
oh, sorry, Mr. Helicopter over there, Mrs. Helicopter, whatever helicopter.
Whatever I may be.
Yeah.
I'll choose when I'm older.
While he's sipping the Jack Daniels and Coke, but yeah,
That's just Coke.
But yeah, it's a good vibe. I do recommend someone to anyone to go and try it at least once, just to get the vibe and the atmosphere and stuff like that. It's really good.
It does sound like a laugh.
Huh?
It sounds a lot like Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
I mean, not exactly like Mardi Gras, but it's a huge freaking party.
Yeah, same sort of
one area for the most part.
Yeah, same sort of
yeah.
thing, but obviously different cultures and yeah.
Yeah, because Mardi Gras usually is just Creole and all that.
Yeah.
Is Mardi Gras the one where
French?
the chicks try and collect as many beaded necklaces as possible?
Yes.
By
They
doing,
actually
some
made that
things?
illegal.
Really?
But yeah.
What, flashing for beads?
Yeah, flashing for beads. But the thing is, if you can go to New Orleans at any time of the year and be walking around in like near the quarter or just kind of usually just around, and you'll see beads just everywhere, just on the fence, on the ground.
What, just left over from Mardi Gras?
Left over from Mardi Gras, because sometimes they don't even, I don't think they really even clean it up, because it also adds to the festive party ness.
Even when it's not Mardi Gras, the beads are just chilling everywhere.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah,
the bees are just. I think I'll hang here till next Mardi Gras.
Let's just wait. Just wait until next time.
Hopefully, I'll get picked up.
It's just gonna happen next year. Why clean it? It's cool. But there's more development on the Sony Disney deal.
Ooh.
Oh God.
With Spider-Man.
Yeah. So for those of you who haven't been following it, so what's happened in Spider-Man is just being Thanos snapped out of there.
Well, so basically, what happened was Marvel took Sony to the deal table and was like, "Hey, like we're wanting a little bit more money for the film, like for stuff like that." Because
wait, Sony said that to Disney.
Disney said that to Sony.
Oh, okay.
Because Disney was wanting to renegotiate. Because Sony. Okay, so the way I've read it and understood it, I don't know. Like I haven't read the contract because I don't know anybody who has, because it's not really released. But from what I've heard, Marvel and Disney got 5% of the opening day of the movie. So the opening day, not anything after that, the opening day.
Yeah.
5% of what came in that day.
That seems awfully low.
It seems awfully low. But Disney Marvel also got 100% of the merchandising products.
Okay.
Like all that
I'm sure
profit.
ticket sales makes up way more money than merchandising.
Ticket sales, it's kind of t-shirts, toys, like other stuff that spawns from
all
that.
merchandising.
All merchandising. Like I mean, that shit adds up. Kids are kids, and kids have always liked Spider-Man, no matter what age. Because I grew up loving Spider-Man.
It's definitely the most child-friendly superhero, I'd say.
And he's one of the most like relatable because everybody's been a teenager for the most part, unless you're. I mean, if you're a kid, you're just like, oh, he looks cool because he can swing. But you know,
he was bullied and relatable.
Yeah, but anyways, so like Disney was like, okay, well, I want a little bit bigger of our cut, so they asked for 50%.
Ooh.
And Sony was like,
get fucked.
Back up, I don't like you. No. And so Disney right now is going through D3, which is basically like Comic-Con for Disney. They release Marvel movies, Disney movies, Pixar movies, Star Wars. They'll release any of the information about that. New trailers, pictures, posters, concept ideas, anything for the next few years or the upcoming future. Well, there was an update today on the negotiations, and Disney came back to the table, and they got Sony back to the table, and they said it's a pretty long list. So Disney wants a 6-picture deal with Tom Holland with an option for a 7th. They need because the 6-picture deal, they want to focus on a Spider-Man, a next Spider-Man trilogy, and then after that, the second trilogy will focus on Peter Parker's college years. Stuff like this. This might have a few bit of spoilers. I actually did not.
So this is the thing. I would just really want Sony to just give it over because Marvel and Disney have got such big plans. Just using people for they haven't even done the first trilogy, and they want another trilogy and then possibly another movie.
Yeah,
you're gonna like this here in a second. The thing is, because Tom Holland and I forgot what's her name, the girl who plays MJ. I can't remember. Zendaya. They've both like publicly stated that they are not on Sony's side, and they unfollowed, publicly and stuff like that. So like, there are people that are very mad, and some of the comic book YouTubers that I've seen are also siding with Disney.
I'm siding with Disney.
Yeah, but like, I'm not even done with all their requests. So the second trilogy, this is after the first 3 films of this deal. The second half of that is we'll focus on college years, including plans for Peter Parker to meet up with team with Firestar and Iceman of the X-Men, because they were in a cartoon TV show previously. So like a lot of us know that, a lot of kids know that. I watched it when I was younger. So here's the finance side. Never mind. The second trilogy. This I misread this earlier. The other 3 movies are 2 Avengers films in which Spider-Man will have a larger role to become friends with Johnny Storm. So the Fantastic Four.
So the Fantastic Four confirmed.
So yeah, they're rolling them in too. So now the finance side. So Marvel Studios will helm and co-finance the Spider-Man related movies for 30%. So they dropped it from 50 to 30. Of the full profits. Disney previously wanted 50%, but Sony said no, which led to them falling apart. Sony would distribute the films and stuff like that, but Disney will acquire exclusive digital and online rights for Disney Plus and affiliated TV networks.
Yeah, they want the streaming service.
Because that's the future.
Yeah.
Disney wants the deal to be done before Saturday panel at the D3 Expo.
Wasn't today.
That's today or next week. I'm pretty sure it's today though.
Okay.
Tom Holland is there right now, or was there yesterday or something like that. Additional details. It said Tom Holland wants to stay in the MCU because why wouldn't he? He's the best incarnation. If Sony this is a huge stipulation to if Sony is bought out.
Right.
So if another company, any other company, so let's say Apple buys Sony, the rights of Spider-Man, we're not slandering Apple. And this is, if Apple did this,
purely hypothetical.
It'd be crazy because then the PlayStation would be made by Apple. That'd be crazy by that. Anyways, if Apple, or any other company, buys Sony, all of the Spider-Man rights immediately go back to Disney. This is what Disney wants. So if somebody buys Apple, the rights will go back to Marvel.
If someone buys Sony, you mean?
Yeah, if somebody buys Sony.
That's not going to happen.
Do you think they're trying to force their hand to do that?
If
Disney they don't get their own way.
That might. It's literally it could
It's like an emergency strategy, isn't it?
It's a backup plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, if you don't work with us, like, good luck with doing it on your own. You can try and make it flop, but then eventually we'll have it back.
Where does it bring you back to me?
I don't think Disney is wanting to buy Sony. It would give them so much stuff and so much power that it would get shut down. So Disney can't do it. Somebody else has to.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. They're forcing their hand. So if the next company that buys the right or buys Spider-Man or whatever, or the company, you mean?
By Sony, yeah.
Do you think
hey, yo, DreamWorks, you got the money?
Yo, DreamWorks, yeah, by Sony.
Hook us up, DreamWorks.
Get our boy back home. But yeah, what is the last little bit it says here is Disney wants to take out Netflix and dominate the streaming world, making their shareholders happy. Which includes Marvel Studios now working with Marvel TV, former Marvel TV Netflix characters rumored to be coming to FX.
What's FX?
It's a TV channel.
Oh, okay.
It's owned by what was previously Fox, like Fox Studios. Disney bought them recently, and that's how they got.
So did Disney own all of Fox now?
And X-Men. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, sections of Fox. They don't own all of it. Like they own the TV area, like one chunk. So like there's Fox like sports and Fox News and stuff like that. That's not Disney.
Right. So they basically bought all of the parts that were associated with anything to do with Marvel.
Entertainment, Marvel, like they got the Simpsons as well.
Oh, damn.
So they got I'm saying like anything Fox made like TV wise and stuff like that, they own now.
Damn.
TV, movies, any of that.
Disney are not to be fucked with, you know.
Disney, you don't mess with the mouse.
They're a big franchise, mate. Seriously.
Don't mess with the mouse. And the thing is, I'm indifferent because, like, Disney is a huge corporate. It is, I'm not going to say it's a monopoly, but it's damn near close.
It's close.
It is so close. If not, it already is. It's one of the two.
Mm-hmm.
It's so big we can't see the scope, or we can see the scope and it's
barely visible.
That close. It's like itching the line, and then it's like, nah, I'm gonna stay right here, crouched underneath the ceiling. But that's the thing that scares me about Disney. And so if they do buy any more stuff like that, like it's just too much.
Yeah, I'm just not mad at them right now. The way they've been doing the MCU, I'm so happy with it. Like, There's not been a bad movie in my opinion.
That's the way the majority of the fans feel. Like they're just I guess I can't speak for everybody, but the things that I have seen people talk about is all about like, if worst comes to worst, just let it lie and wait till a little bit later. But I didn't bring up Venom would roll into the MCU. I forgot to say that.
How do you feel about that, having not seen Venom?
I didn't care for the casting, and
didn't care for Tom Hardy.
I don't care for Tom Hardy. What did I care? I liked him as Bane.
You know why they casted Tom Hardy?
Because he was Bane.
Because he's not being a person. He's being some enigma.
No, he is a person.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
Eddie Brock is a person.
But he was very rarely Eddie Brock in the movie.
Yeah, and that's... Yeah, but then they didn't even need Tom Hardy. They just wanted a big name to get people in seats.
Yeah. I don't like Tom Hardy.
Yeah, I don't really care for Tom Hardy. And I mean, I liked him as Bane, and I can't think of anything else.
He does vape, though, so he can do
Well, was he in Mad Max?
Yes.
He didn't say a damn thing but grunt, so okay.
At one point he went, "That's bait." I think that was his longest sentence.
Yeah. So yeah, I didn't care for Tom Hardy. I didn't care for the Venom design. Yeah, dude. I don't think I can handle Woody Harrelson as like. I mean, he's fine. I just I can't see him like as if when I see Cletus Cassidy, I almost see the comic book. So like, he's too chunky.
Well, Woody Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson's too chunky.
I don't know what Cletus
He
Cassidy.
needs
Sorry.
Cletus Cassidy's like this really skinny redhead. That's why he was red. He's like this real skinny. Like I mean, like his cheekbones are showing.
Like dangerously skinny.
Dangerously skinny, crazy motherfucker. I mean, insane in the membrane. Like it. Yeah.
I'm a little bit dumb when it comes to stuff like this. So it was Cletus.
Like
Carnage.
the comic book stuff.
Have you seen Venom, the movie?
Venom.
I haven't seen the movie, but I've seen I
You
know
know
who Venom
Venom.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
His yeah. Sorry. Continue. Dan.
Carnage is just, as what Cat, you can probably explain this better than I am, but Carnage is just a Venom enemy, basically. And at the end of this is not spoiler time, so fuck you.
But ain't Venom an enemy?
Venom's always been Spider-Man, one of Spider-Man's enemies.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Okay.
But Venom had his solo movie, and they kind of made him sort of like a good guy, sort of.
Anti-hero.
Yeah, anti-hero.
Okay.
Venom
like
also kind of.
See, Venom when Venom was first created, he was evil. He was, I mean, straight up evil.
And
like
throughout
bad.
most of the movie, he was pretty bad.
Yeah, and then he fought Spider-Man. He still hated Spider-Man. Wanted to kill Spider-Man. And then one time when he was in prison, I forgot what happened, but the Venom symbiote split off, and a piece of it fused with this guy who he was in prison with, and that's what became Carnage. So technically, Carnage is like the son of Venom. The symbiote is like the son of Venom. And so like Cletus Cassidy's like really insane. He's just this insane guy who was in prison who really loves to kill people for no reason at all.
So he wasn't driven insane by Carnage.
No,
he was always
no,
insane.
he was always insane. It just amplified the evil. That's what the symbiotes what they used to do is just amplify the tendencies of the host. So if that person was evil or mean or hateful, it would just amplify it tenfold.
But if they were a good person, did it make them even better?
It would make them better. Yeah.
That's weird.
Kinda, yeah. But they like new information about their species was released, and they're like space knights. They used to be like space knights. The symbiotes, like it's weird. It's cool. Comic books are great, guys. Read them.
Totally
Buy them. Buy them.
I'm a bit lost when it comes to the actual.
Actual comic book stuff. You have to like have this comic book logic type head, because if you think about it too hard, you're like, that doesn't make sense.
It wouldn't be right in a movie.
It's like okay. Think about Batman and how Batman can do all this shit, but like is always right, always one step ahead. It's because he has what's called plot armor.
Yeah.
Batman is always almost infallible, you know, stuff like that. Like Batman always comes out on top because he has plot armor.
Yeah.
Like that's why he can beat Superman, because people like Superman, but people like Batman more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like people don't like Superman just because he's kind of OP.
Yeah, he's just bland.
And he can shoot laser eyes. He can fly super fast, and it's just
so that's why people whenever Shazam.
Yeah.
Shazam. So Shazam was actually more popular than Superman when he came out.
Mad.
And that's why DC killed Shazam and bought him. It's yeah.
Oh yeah, Shazam was Marvel.
Shazam was Wiz Comics. It was a whole. So at the time that Shazam was made, Marvel Comics wasn't even Marvel Comics. Marvel Comics was Timely Comics.
Mm-hmm.
And they changed names later. Anyways,
wow.
History. Yeah, like it's
you're deep into this, aren't you?
Yeah, no, it's like your vapes and your information and stuff like that. I know comic books. I know comic book history. Like the reason Sony actually owned Spider-Man in the first place is because what happened in the 90s was the comic book bust. So everybody thought comic books were this comic book's going to be rare, but that's not true with all comics, just certain comics.
Yeah.
But people decided, they were like, oh, we're going to buy all these comics and sell them for a lot of money later. And so the industry was like, oh yeah, they're real popular. Let's print a shit ton of them.
Oh, so there was some sort of confusion
so
thing.
It's oversaturated.
Yeah.
And that's whenever like Marvel started to lose money because they didn't have backing like DC did. DC was owned by Warner Brothers, which has a fuck ton of money. And so
Warner
Marvel
Brothers
had
by
to
Sony.
sell- yeah, Warner Brothers by Sony. So Marvel had to, no, fuck that. That would be terrible.
As long as Disney get Marvel,
Yeah.
as long as Disney gets
I forgot
Spider-Man,
about that
it doesn't
clause.
matter.
I forgot about that clause. Anyways, yeah, I love it. But yeah.
Hey, yo, Pornhub by Sony.
Hey, Pornhub by Sony.
Don't give a fuck.
But yeah, Marvel had to sell off their rights to like Daredevil, a bunch of different, the Fantastic Four, X-Men, and that's why Sony owned Spider-Man because they sold Spider-Man to Sony.
Is that why X-Men's shit now?
Yeah. So they were fine at the beginning whenever they were making those first X-Men movies, and then they just
The original ones. When
they were like, let's stay instead of rebooting completely, let's just adjust it ever so slightly and be like, oh, this is before this happened.
You know what I love though? There was never a stage during the remake X-Men movies where they were like, we can get a better Wolverine than Hugh Jackman.
Yeah,
They never thought that.
They never
'cause
did.
It's not possible.
yeah. I'm like, I honestly think with the next Wolverine casting, it's going to be somebody we don't know, and I think I prefer it that way
I'm
because
not mad at that.
if we're given a big title name, like a big, a superstar that we all know, I'm almost guaranteed not going to like it.
Especially Kit Harington.
Especially Kit Harington. I'm glad he got actually, speaking of that, he got casted as the Black Knight. Who's the
that?
Black Knight, you ask?
That is what I ask, yeah.
Barely anybody knows. He's actually an Eternal. So you remember Titan in Infinity War?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the planet.
They went to Titan.
Yeah.
That's where the Eternals are from.
Okay.
So the Eternals were like perfect human beings, like the perfect specimen. So they had powers, they could fly, they could shoot projections. They were the perfect human.
Have we seen an Eternal in the MCU yet? Or heard of?
I don't think so. The closest thing to as part of an Eternal that we've gotten is Thanos.
Okay.
Because he technically was, except he came out with a birth defect that made him look like a deviant, which is why he has the chin.
Is that why he's purple, or are they all purple?
That's why he's got no, he's the only one that's purple. Okay. The Skrulls are basically what how the Skrulls had the thing too?
Yeah, but they're green.
They're like the deviant. Yeah. They're like the deviant gene. And so they're like a subsect of
a fucked up deviant.
Yeah. But also an Eternal, that's why he's super powerful.
Right. That's why he beat the shit out of the Hulk.
Yeah.
Cool.
Jay's like, man, I don't know anything.
Oh, I know who the Hulk is.
I know the Hulk is.
You know who Thanos is?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know who Thanos is.
You know who the Skrulls are?
Nope.
You've seen Captain Marvel, have you not?
Captain Marvel?
Mate, I just watch a film. I don't really pay attention to the story like you lot are.
Oh, man.
I like the film, good film, but, are they all... I'm sorry.
How it all links together, you're
guys,
just not.
I am so sorry, for you fans out there, that are hardcore, die-hard fans, I'm sorry. But...
Well, I'm Jay. Back in my day, in the 1960s, we watched quality movies.
Fuck off, cunt. Straight up, you yank.
Quality cinema at the theater.
I'm not a hardcore fan. I like the films. All the films that I've watched recently are because of Dan.
But you can follow them. You can link them together. Like when we went to see Infinity War,
piece by piece,
you could link it to Endgame.
Yeah. I get that bit, but not anything like before that. Like you guys can, especially Cap. Like he can link
so
this character to that character, and to this
anything
planet,
non-MCU basically.
to this planet.
Yeah. Yeah. See,
I'm sorry.
No,
I do enjoy the films. I ain't gonna lie. Good viewing.
You just need to watch them all, because I've watched them. I've been to every MCU movie in the theater since 2008, and I saw Iron Man.
What does MCU stand for then?
Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Okay.
So everything since Iron Man 1.
Everything. So when Robert Downey put on the suit, that was the first.
See, I like Iron Man. It was the best.
R.I.P.
Rip. Poor Tony.
Always in our hearts. Love you 3000.
Oh my god.
Sorry, but
Don't fucking make me
I've got
cry.
a question I kind of sort of know the answer to, but I want to ask Jay because I'm pretty sure Cap will agree with me, kind of, sort of. But Jay, do you know who the person in the MCU who had the most potential to be the most powerful person? He isn't anymore, but he could have been. I think Cap knows. He's a good guy. He could have been by far the most powerful. You know Cap, yeah?
I think if you describe it differently, because I'm thinking of a lot of different people.
Okay.
I'm thinking MCU. But...
He's a good guy. He's MCU. He is a guy. He's
a guy.
He's part human.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I right that he could have been?
He could have been one of the
the most powerful by far.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, Jay?
Definitely.
Have a guess.
Bit more.
Jay hasn't seen this movie. I think if Jay saw this movie, he would really, really enjoy it, though.
Have you seen Guardians of the Galaxy, Jay?
Maybe.
The one with when Groot was an adult? I am Groot.
I think I have seen it. Yeah.
It's the first. You should watch it again.
Right.
And then watch the second one.
Mm-hmm.
Because
spoiler alert: Star-Lord.
Star-Lord is the guy we're talking about.
Dude who fucked up Infinity War, punched Thanos and woke him up.
Yeah, woke him up. He was like, yeah. So yeah.
Cap, explain.
So Star-Lord. Okay, so well, if you'd have to kind of remember the whole movie of Guardians of the Galaxy.
2.
But 2 as well. But like you see one in the first movie.
Right towards the end, yeah.
So, well, no, not towards the end.
No?
Whenever they're talking, whenever they go to the Collector. So in Guardian, whenever they go to the Collector, they learn about what are called Celestials, and Celestials are these like huge beings that have ungodly amounts of power.
Basically gods.
So if Thanos was only about his brawn, strength, and power, he wouldn't have been able to kill any Celestials.
Right.
And so Star-Lord is half Celestial. So he's half human and half super mega super powerful being.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why he's talking about it.
And you get that kind of teased out because at the end of Guardians 1, he is holding the Power Stone in his hand and he doesn't die, which a normal human would. And that's why they were like, oh, that's weird.
But the Easter egg of Guardians 1, I'm almost certain was like of his lineage was the Celestial Judgment. I forgot what his fucking name is. But you remember whenever they're talking about it and he has the giant staff and he eradicates a planet. It's like not Ronin. So it's like a flashback. Literally, you remember when they go to the Collector to sell him the Power Stone?
Yeah.
So they sell him. They go and talk to him, and he's like, "Oh." They tell him about he tells them about the Infinity Stones. So he shows them an image or a video of a huge Celestial, and he has a name, but he's really important. But he has the Infinity or the Power Stone in his staff, and he slams it on the ground and it eradicates the planet.
Okay, I don't really remember
that. So if you go back and watch that, you'll see him. That's what a real Celestial looks like. That's not Ego the Living Planet.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're lost, but you're gonna have to go back and watch it. I wish I could show you a picture of it.
Mm-hmm.
But once you see it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay. So basically, they nerfed Star-Lord.
They nerfed Star-Lord hard because they wanted Captain Marvel to be more powerful, which is understandable because in the comics, Star-Lord isn't part Celestial.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's not part Celestial in the comics. No.
I did not know this.
Yeah. So that's why. But if they would have kept him a Celestial, he would have been able to just beat the shit out of Thanos.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. But Jay, how's that vape going, bud?
Yeah, good.
I have a question that was put to us by a viewer, good friend of ours, Jay. Anyway, I don't know if he wants to be mentioned, so I'll not mention him for now. Anyway, his question in the comments of episode 3, I think it was, he said, history question idea.
Ooh.
For all of you, for the next podcast, if you had a time machine which could only be used to go back in the past to one time and one location, for example's 1960s New York, what would be your choice to travel back to and why? Jay.
I think I would travel back to like medieval times in Britain.
Fuck that. What, you want polio?
No, mate, no. I'll be one of them fucking. I'll be
Want to
kicking
die
it
from the
up.
flu?
I'll be kicking it up, mate. I'll be one of them people.
One of them what?
Going into.
Pussy Anglo-Saxons?
Oh,
My people fucked them up multiple times.
See,
you just burst the bubble now. Fuck you, cunt.
Who'd want to go back and be an Anglo-Saxon? Come on.
oh my god.
I could just imagine living in the medieval times.
Carrying around a sword, got some chainmail,
Yeah, all that.
going to kill your meat every day,
Yeah.
probably getting disease really, really easily.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no,
Nah.
I Dan loves to play
Drinking
those types
mead,
of games.
Birds
Yeah,
on my
getting
arm,
mead,
Yeah.
Be
Having-
by a big wooden tankard.
yeah.
literally cutting your mutton off from the animal.
A
What?
bit like the Hound in Game of Thrones.
Think I'll take 2 chickens. No? Cat doesn't understand.
I don't understand it, but it's still funny.
So, Jay would be an Anglo-Saxon.
Well, why are you saying that? I never said Anglo-Saxon.
Jay would be a medieval English person who dies very, very early on of some disease that could have been avoided in any other time period. Cap, where would you go back to?
So, like, I
Sorry,
have
Jay.
kind of two, not two places,
No,
but
one
my
place,
two
mate, and it better be
no,
shit.
I'm not going to say places. I'm saying 2 reasons for traveling back in time. One is to make myself rich in the present. Did he say we get to come back, or do we have to stay?
No, you can stay. Hold on, let me look at the question. I'm pretty sure he said just travel back. So you
Yeah,
just
travel back to one. It can only go back.
Had a
to-
time machine which could only be used to go back in the past to one time and location. So based on that, I'd say you can't come back.
You got to live it through if you can.
Dang.
Make it.
I was about to say because. Okay, so then if that's the case, then I would travel back in time to change the future, because
Oh, I'd kill Hitler. Oh.
no, not that's definitely not what I would do. But
I'd marry Boris Johnson.
no, if I was traveling back in time for money, I would travel back in time to buy up shit tons of Action Comics #1.
You're such a capitalist.
Yeah, because then I would make a shit tons of money. Anyways, that's what that would be. But that's not. I have to travel back.
I think
So,
we have to
never
obey the
mind
time
that.
traveling laws. You
I'm-
can't on sporting events. You can't do anything to make yourself rich.
You
just
travel
gotta
back
look at it.
to an
That's
era,
definitely not true.
that's it.
That's definitely not true. Traveling to make yourself rich, you can do that shit.
No,
But
you gotta
yes.
go back to experience something.
Okay, but that's what this question's about. So that's what I'm gonna answer that. So I would probably travel back in time to this one's difficult. I'm trying to think of like if it's gonna be like World War II or the Vietnam War. So like right before the Vietnam War. No, like during the Vietnam
What, you
War.
want to go there?
We're gonna be.
No.
We're gonna be. A
I would be in the
peacemaker.
U.S. I would be in the U.S. because this is the best place
So
in
you
the
be a
world.
pussy
So
who doesn't go to war.
I would definitely, yeah, you're right. No, so no, I'd probably try to stop the Kennedy assassination.
How? Jump in
Why?
front of the bullet.
No, if I had one chance, I would stop Lee Harvey Oswald from killing him, and if I can't do that, then I would stop Jack Ruby from killing Lee Harvey Oswald. So then Lee Harvey Oswald could like talk and have a trial instead, and then we'd have a whole lot of less conspiracies. Like the Kennedy assassination brought up forth conspiracy theories out the wazoo in the U.S. Like that's the pinnacle. That is the breaking point where we stop trusting our government.
Okay.
So basically, you want to go back in time and stop conspiracy theories.
Not necessarily conspiracy theories, but like stop. I would want to see what Kennedy's presidency would have been like, and the
How long was he
effects that it
president?
would have had. Like 2 years, 2, 3 years.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then he was on his re-election campaign and he got shot in Dallas.
Right.
But yeah, I'm really boring. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's a little bit cliche.
It just fascinates me. It's cliche, but it
Like,
fascinates me to think
Well,
about
at
like
least you ain't going to die of a disease.
yeah, I'd be fine.
You'd be on your way back from a hunt. You'd sit down
I'd
on
be
one of the wooden benches and you'd cut your leg, and that's it. Die of the infection.
yep.
No, I wouldn't. I'd soldier it out.
He would cut the limb off.
No,
He'd cut the limb off.
Well, I suppose. What do you do, Dan?
yeah.
Yeah, Dan.
Come on,
Where
give
would
us your
you say-
shit
where would you
idea.
travel to?
I'll tell
Obviously, right. So this is the thing, right? So Dan has obviously had a proper heads up and a proper think about this because we've only just had it dropped on us.
Like
This is the thing, right? I hadn't really been thinking about it. I've literally come up with it just now.
Bullshit.
What I was gonna say, because I have had time to think about it, was I would go back in time to when there was dinosaurs, if you believe there were dinosaurs, which you probably should, just to see dinosaurs.
Is that it?
And I wouldn't care if I got killed by something. I would just want to see dinosaurs.
he'd
but-
pretend to be a dinosaur.
Maybe, yeah.
Well,
Just
as soon as you went back in time, a fucking Diplodocus would fucking flatten you. You wouldn't see,
Diplodocus.
and you wouldn't see shit.
if I would see its foot, just.
No, that's it. Game over. Fuck you.
Oh my god.
But I've since changed my answer in the last sort of 3 minutes to I would go back to when there were dinosaurs. So that would mean there was no men. It would just be me. And I would leave cave paintings everywhere. I would just be a massive troll.
You'd be drawing willies in.
Yeah, I'd be drawing
Oh,
ants,
dude.
I'd be drawing UFOs, planes,
Aubergines.
helicopters. I'd sign it all. They'd be like, "Oh, this was the first man."
Hashtag Dandoumir.
Drew knobs, and then I'd put DreamWorks, please buy Sony early on. Love that. That's what I would do.
Oh my god.
I'd just be a massive troll.
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
Oh.
You really shattered my dreams. Well, not my dreams.
Broke
but
his heart.
Your dreams.
not
is
my,
it?
not my dreams, but like
He is hurt.
my what's it? What would you call it? It's not a dream because obviously I'm not going to go back in time and become a medieval warrior.
Oh man.
You hurt me.
So I got a little fact.
Now I think I'm dying of syphilis.
That sounds like a you problem.
you should get that checked out, mate.
Go on, Cap, factoid.
So I have a little. Arkansas was ranked the 49th friendliest state in the U.S.
Shut up.
49th.
49th.
What? 50.
50. I don't know who got 50, but it kind of surprised me a little bit because I thought we were pretty nice. I think the quote that I read from the somebody they asked about it in the article was like, if you're from here, if you move to a small town in Arkansas, you're gonna have a horrible time because they're gonna treat you like you're an outsider. I was like, damn, really?
Yeah, that sucks.
People are that shitty?
I thought Southern people were friendly.
So
It's false. It's all fake.
The
Fake
49th
news.
friendliest state. What was the question that they asked you to find out to establish the friendliness? Do you like any other sports apart from NASCAR? Do you drink anything else apart from sweet tea?
NASCAR and sweet tea. Oh my god.
Shit.
That's sad.
I can't handle you guys anymore.
Do you think there's a similar rating for like British cities?
What, the less friendliest?
The least friendly British city?
Sorry,
It's probably
the least
It's probably
friendliest.
London.
London.
It's probably London.
Do you think
Yeah.
so?
I'd say so. I don't know. I don't want to slander people. I'm just going to leave it.
See, right, the further north you go,
I don't want to slander
you're right. The further north you go, the friendlier they tend to be.
But America is the opposite.
But on the flip side of things, London is very hustle and bustle. You haven't got time
I feel like it's not rudeness; it's just dismissive.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, that's what the North, like a lot of the North is like, because there are still some northern states that are very, very like
Hospitable.
hospitable. There we go. That's the word I was thinking of.
He nearly said hospital.
I nearly said hospital. Yeah. No, there's some northern states that are like that, but like when you go north and stuff like that, it's not that they're rude. It's that it's the hustle and bustle thing.
They're caught
It's
up
like,
in what they're doing in everyday life.
It's not that I'm trying to be rude, unless they're like, "Hey, fuck off, mate," or something like that.
Hey, fuck off, mate.
Hey, fuck off, mate. So whatever, like that. It's like, but like here it's real slow paced. You know, it's like that's why I whenever somebody's walking behind me and I'm about to walk into a building, I always hold the door open.
Same.
So, I mean, it's just like some people do. A lot of people down here do. It's like, you know, and thank you. Like when somebody asks you how your day is, it's not, they don't want you to say how your day is. It's just that they're being nice.
But whether, right.
It's like, oh, you say, oh, yeah, I'm doing good. And that's literally it.
So holding that door open, no matter what, you should acknowledge the person opening that door for you.
Like, thank you.
Manners cost you nothing.
That's it. That's all you need. 2 words. Thank you.
Thanks. Not even 2 words. Once. Thanks. Cheers.
Dankeschön.
You know, like I hate it. I drive in London.
When you hold the door open to someone and they just completely ignore you,
I'll shout at them. Thank you.
I'm like,
on purpose.
Hey, nice,
you're welcome.
Yeah,
nice shit like stain on your pants.
You know, I drive in London. It's probably one of the worst places to drive because you know, like London streets are a lot smaller than American roads and streets. So sometimes, like, when I've had a friend come over, Nick, from America. He lives in Massachusetts, and he said, the streets over here are crazy because we have cars parking on either side, and we have to give way because you can only get one car down. So you have to like pull into a gap and let the car go.
Yeah.
You know, I found that out. The thing that annoys me the most is when you quite pleasantly give way and let that person come. You either flash them or wait or put an indicator on to say I'm waiting, and they don't. Just do that. That is all you need to do. That. Oh, mate, I wouldn't. You. Yeah, I'm not gonna say.
The worst thing, like, because even when they're driving past and you're like window to window, and they go sort of even the little nod, you know, the little nod where they're like,
even that.
Not even that. They just stand straight forward like you don't exist.
Yeah, no, I found that out. The way you drive that you have to pull into I found that out in Germany because whenever I went there, they let me drive and I was like, no, awesome. It was fun. But I didn't get on the Autobahn or anything, but I really wanted to.
That'd been so good.
I just drove around in the village and stuff, and you know they're like, yeah, just pull off real quick, you know, and it was real simple. But yeah, everything's smaller there.
That's like driving for you though. That's normal because you drive on that side of the road.
Yeah, you guys drive on the opposite side, right?
Yeah.
We drive on the left.
Yeah, on the opposite side, you fucking crazy bastards.
Well, you lot changed it, I'm sure.
Well, it's safer.
Who invented a car?
How is it safer?
Safer for the passenger.
How is it?
Because the passenger's further away from the other car.
Further away from the other car, so if you hit somebody, you're going to hit the driver of that car instead of the 2 passengers getting hit.
Yeah, but
it's the 2 drivers instead.
Right, so let's just say, yeah, it's safer. But who's in control of the car? Ain't the fucking passenger, is it?
Well, yeah.
So if another driver was coming towards you, your passenger could potentially get hurt. But you're the driver. You could potentially move out of the way and do whatever you need to do because you're still in control of that car.
But could you argue that it's most likely the driver's fault that the crash occurs, whether it's one driver or the other?
Yeah, of course.
Not the passenger's fault. So why should the passenger die?
But the other driver can potentially do stuff to make it not as, you know.
Okay, think about it this way. They're going to hit. It's going to happen, no matter what. This is a fail scenario. So they are going to hit, no matter what. So, would you prefer the passengers or the drivers to get hit? Drivers, not passengers, because they didn't do nothing.
Anyway, what we're going on about? Because
I don't know. Who deserves to die the most, drivers or passengers?
No, but we drive driver to driver anyway.
That's what we're saying. It's safer for the passenger.
It's safer for the passenger if they're on the outside instead of the inside. That's my logic, and I don't know who else logics that is,
I agree with you.
but
Yeah, but all they done to counteract that was put the steering wheel on the other side.
yeah,
That's enough.
It's ridiculous.
that's enough. So then now the driver's hurt.
Who decides which
The
way you
passenger's
drive?
more likely not to be hurt.
I wonder
So
who
that-
decided which way you drive on a road.
I don't know.
Mate.
That's one of those history questions that I
Why
would
is it-
love to learn.
why is
I tell you who.
I could pop you.
The Romans.
Why is it not universal that everybody drives the same direction on the same side of the road?
Well,
Blame
why
the
do you guys-
Romans.
Why do you guys not use metric?
Huh, why do
Why don't
you
we not use metric? I
We
don't
do
know.
use metric.
why
That's
do
what
you
they
lot
need.
fuck
I was
up the
trying to say
English
we don't use
language?
Why can't you say aluminium?
Because aluminum is just fine.
I disagree.
Why did you change the word like sidewalk? Why
From pavement.
from pavement, and why is it a trash can when it's
Because
rubbish
the
bin?
pavement can be like the road as well.
No, that's tarmac.
That's tarmac. That's not paved.
Well, technically they was
It's
paved
paved.
back in the day.
Paved.
They was blocked.
They're not
Paved.
anymore.
It's paved.
The Romans
But
paved them.
they're made out of different substances. So the sidewalk's made out of concrete.
I guess sidewalk, you could argue that the word walk is in there, so that's what people will be doing.
You're
there.
walking on it. You're not driving.
Okay.
That logic makes more
I
sense.
hate being fucking trumped in fucking logic by Cap. It's the worst thing in the world.
Bollocks cap.
Especially when the British people stick up for him in the comments.
Yeah,
I know,
British
right?
people. I need some love in the UK.
And not only that, he looks like fucking Guy Fawkes.
Exactly, he's one of us,
Do you know what I mean?
basically.
Don't set me on fire. Just leave me not in a blaze of flame. I just
Oh, shit.
Can't believe this.
Amazing.
How long have we been going for?
Oh, we've been going, well, technically, on and off. I'm not too sure. The timer says 1:11 something, but that's going to be cut down a little bit.
Okay. Should we just call it an hour?
Call it an hour.
Just before Cap gets to
Two big
for his
freeze
own
boots.
Yeah.
Fucker.
All right. One thing I wanted to say just before we do end it all, if you've got anything you want us to talk about, if you want to put those sort of questions to us, feel free. Like, you give us some interesting little riddles or some, our opinions on things. Feel free to leave that in the comments or message one of us. Yeah.
Or
We'll
email.
Also-
discuss whatever you throw at us. We'll
Yeah.
talk about
Feel
it.
free to slag
That's
off Cap
the
in the
point.
comments. I need to see some of that for episode 4,
I-
please.
Yeah, make us fit.
I-
Episode 5.
And that, there was a lot of technical issues being
Yeah,
me
Dan
not
doesn't
being able
know
to speak.
How to count?
How many takes? I think
at
it was
all.
30 takes until I managed
I
to get
don't
the
know, but I
info
might
right.
put
Probably.
some bloopers at the
Probably
end of
30
this.
takes.
Mhm.
There's a lot.
So yeah. Also, we're working on getting a couple of guests on. There's a couple of people in the old headlights. But if you guys want us to get anyone specific who is inside our reach, please don't request Joe Rogan or any of those people. But yeah, anyone who you think's on our level,
Pull that shit up, Jamie.
pull that shit up, Jamie. Leave that in the comments. Maybe we'll reach out to them if we can. So yeah, Jay, where can you be found?
Right here in my chair, chilling out with the air conditioning on.
Bantersation is the only place Jay exists, even though he is famous.
No, I'm not famous, but I've got a YouTube channel, Live Vape and Chill. So you can hit me up over on YouTube there. LVC.
When did you last upload?
Yeah, anyway, you can... And Savs is on a break at the moment, summer vacation. We will be coming back soon, so...
That's alright. Sav's had a little 16-minute episode last week. That's
Yeah.
all good.
That's cool.
It's all good. It's all
So,
good.
yeah, you can hit me up on YouTube, Facebook, Live Vape and Chill, and you can hit me up at LVC Shack on Instagram and Twitter. So, yeah, thank you very much.
Cap.
You can find me on Twitter at Captain Stash, CPTN STASHE.
SCHE.
No, S.
Oh no,
Yeah.
STA. Oh no, I can see your username here. CPTN
Yeah.
STASHE.
But I think, man, I need to get this. I need to get this shit on handle because I I can't quite think about it, which one it is. But anyways, you can also find me on Instagram at the same handle. Yeah, it is with the C. On Twitter at CPTN_STACHE. You can find me on Twitter. That'd be great. I post a lot of crazy things, a lot of comic book stuff. So if you like that, a lot of it's mainly a lot of politics. To be fair, but yeah, and Instagram under the same thing. So
sweet. You can find me, YouTube, even though there's nothing there, but there will be soon. I promise. I promise. I promise. Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, Snapchat, Pornhub, all here. Dandoumir. Last time I pointed here and it wasn't in the right place, so
on
I'm
the
gonna
other side.
I'm gonna point there as well. Here,
That's
maybe.
where it is.
Cool. That's how it's spelt. Follow me on Instagram, please.
Beggar follower.
No, shut up. I need clout.
That was beggar follower.
Don't forget, subscribe, leave your likes, turn the notifications on so you're notified when we go live. Follow us on Spotify and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Good night.
Peace out.
Peace out, guys.